Okay, worksheet part 5 is a little trickier than the others, so I'm going to go ahead and do the video through it. I'm not following the instructions exactly as they're written on the page, but it is fairly close so you can follow along. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as always, start a 2D sketch, and I'm going to build this guy from the bottom up. So I am going to click on the XZ plane and start off with a rectangle. Well, it's actually going to be a square, 0.575 by 0.575. Enter. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is hit Finish Sketch, and then we're going to extrude that by 0.3 inches. Alright, next thing we're going to do is draw the oval, which is actually an ellipse, and I'm going to hit Project Geometry, get this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, and then select Ellipse and move it so it's in the center. Boom. And my first axis, I'm going to make, oops, I gotta move over here to my scrolling down so I can see what it is. Alright, I'm going to make the first axis 0.236, and it's not letting me do that, so I just do that. And now I'm going to hit dimension, and we're going to dimension this. And sometimes it gets a little funky, so I'm going to hit dimension, and that's going to be 0.236. And then I'm going to hit dimension again and just move the mouse around until it gives me the one I want, which is right there, and that's 0.155. Enter. Alright, unfortunately it didn't stay centered, so I'm going to dimension from here to here, and that should be 1/2 of 0.575, so 575 divided by 2, and I'm going to dimension from here to here, and that should be 0.575 divided by 2. Hit enter, and now that's nice and centered, and I hit Finish Sketch. And then I take that and I extrude it 0.115. Enter. Alright, now I'm going to make the actual body. So to do that, I'm going to hit Start 2D Sketch and click on the oval. And then I'm going to use this feature called Project Geometry to bring that geometry on through so I can work off of it. I'm going to hit Offset, click on that, and just expand it a smidge out. And just a smidge is really all you have to do. Okay, go over here. We're going to do an extrude. Now we're going to do a new kind of extrude called taper, which is underneath the More tab. So I'm going to taper it at a 10-degree angle. And I'm going to do that whole shape right there. And I'm going to hit the inside too. So I click on the inside. There we go. Get the inside too. I'm going to take it up about 0.7. Okay. And there's my little man figure. So now I want to get a nice curve across the top of that. And this is where it starts to get a little confusing on the directions. I hit Start 2D Sketch and select the surface that's parallel with the major axis. I am then going to push F7 to slice, and that cuts off the bit. This is the surface I'm actually drawing on. And then I'm going to go up here and hit Arc. And I'm going to do a 3-point arc, and I'm going to start it down a little bit below and keep that straight and go out about the same distance there, and then move it up just a little bit just so it's just right there at the top. Okay, and that what's that going to do is we're going to make it so it cuts that off so we have that curve going across. Now I have to do a closed shape, so I just basically make that closed shape and Finish Sketch. And now we're going to learn a new type of extrude. That's this one right down here. And click on that. And I'm going to go through all. I'm going to go in both directions. And what this does is it basically cuts any part of the shape that's outside of that off. And that's how we're getting the curve. So you can take a look at the shape now and you see it has that curve across the top for my shoulders. Okay, now I need to put the head on this thing. So I'm going to need to make a work plane and a work axis. So first of all, I'm going to do the work axis. I go up here, click on axis, drop the little arrow down, and I want it through the center of my elliptical edge. And I want it through the center. And that yellow line is my work axis. Next, for my plane, I want it to be parallel between my other two planes. So I click on that surface there, and that surface there, and what it ended up doing is, you can see I have a work axis going through the center of this. Start 2D sketch, and I'm going to sketch on that. And I want to see the surface I'm actually sketching on, so I hit F7 to slice it. Alright, now, to draw my head, we're going to use the revolve. So I go over here to line, and I need it to be centered on this yellow work axis line. That's why we put that in there. I'm going to start it down just a little bit into it because he doesn't have a neck. And put it on right there. And take it on up for his height head. And then I'm going to hit escape and draw another little line here. Now, it doesn't have to look exactly like the head on here. Just something that's sort of head shaped. I'm going to do this here. And then click here. And just up just a dab. And then here. And here. And I'm making sure I've got green lines so I know it's a closed shape. I hit finish sketch, revolve this around that axis, and hit finish. And so now I have, let's hit home, boom. So, you know, he's got a little head and big shoulders, so you can go through and adjust the size of your head and stuff to make it look more like the figure, but that's how you can basically use work planes, work axes, and revolve to make more organic looking shapes.